Looking good, man. I really just like the look of this truck, dude. It looks sweet. All right, what's going on, everybody? Did it again. We have another new one to add to the collection. Let's check it out. We are talking about the Scx24 Base Camp today. Look at this thing, dude. This thing is slick. I think it looks really good. If you can see right there, you can see it's got a nice, like, pearlescent paint job. I think that's pretty slick, dude. I think that's slick. It's got the Velcro here, which can be kind of a pain in the butt, as you can see. But it's got some Velcro up there. It's got Velcro back here as well, so you can take off the whole body if you want. I have a feeling I'm going to be changing that to some magnets really quick. So, but I'm loving this, dude. I'm loving this. I like that they have the Spectrum in here now. I'm a fan of the Spectrum line. I really like their equipment and stuff, so I like to see that in there. But yeah, you guys, you got the same old servo and the motor that come with all the Axial Scx24s. These tires are pretty sweet. I do believe these are licensed tires. I could be wrong. I believe the bumper's licensed. It's got a back bumper. Check that out. Hitch all ready to go if you got something to tow. I'm digging this truck, man. I'm digging it. So I'm gonna get it out and mess with it a little bit, and then we're gonna see. I think shocks might have to be first on the list here. But before we start throwing upgrades at this, I want to check out something really neat that I just got, which is this Crawler Parks setup board, performance board. This thing is super dope, you guys. I am very excited about this. I mean, as you can see here, it'll tell you your degrees for your inclines. I mean, it's got some cool features to this. I'm really excited about this thing, you guys. It's also got a few tools here, as you can see, to where you can take these and you can measure your, we can just get the inches out for a quick reference here, and you can measure your ground clearance. You know, you can do it to like the fronts as well, to like the diffs. You can try to, this one's too big for the diffs, but you get out one of the other ones, you know what I'm saying? And you can check out your ground clearances for your diffs. And I don't know, I just really think this whole entire kit, this whole setup is really awesome, you guys. I've been eyeballing this for a long time because I've always wondered like what exactly the upgrades are doing to the performance. I mean, you can always take it out on a rock, you know, or on a trail or something, and you can compare, but now you can actually see the measurements and stuff, which I think is super dope, man. So we're gonna check this thing out immediately. As well, you guys, as some shocks, we got some shocks to fit this. Well, they might be too big, but we'll see. Some shocks. We got a new motor upgrade, which I think will be really awesome in here. We also have a servo replacement, because normally once you start adding stuff, the servos in these go out almost immediately. And then we have a link kit, a high clearance link kit, as well as the steering links up front. So we have lots of upgrades for this right now to put on, but the first thing we're going to do is we're going to check out the performance box stock, and we're going to see what kind of numbers we have, so that way when I start putting on these upgrades, we can start seeing the difference. So let's check this out. All right, you guys, first up, we're going to go ahead and check out the articulation here and what kind of reading we're getting for the Base Camp box stock right out of the box before we do any of our upgrades. All right, so first reading we're going to go for is our articulation reading. And if I'm using this correctly, you guys, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to put this up here to get my reading to where my tire's on the ground here and my tire is on the ground here as well, so we can get a reading of what kind of articulation we're going to get here right out of the box. Call that right there. We're going to say we're coming in at about 10. We're going to go right here, 10, what we're getting on the articulation scale right out of the box. Now, you guys, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go on to a side hill incline. What I'm going to do is I'm going to raise this up, and we're going to watch our number here and see where we fall off the board and what kind of reading we're getting right out of the box. Go ahead and check this out. 20, 25, 30, 31. We're moving at 31, 32, 34, 35, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. We're gonna get 40, 40, 41, 41. Okay, you guys, we flipped at 41 degrees on your side hill. That's pretty dope. That's awesome. Now we're gonna go ahead and get 2 more readings here. We're gonna get a facing forwards, I guess you could say, reading, so that way we can see what kind of incline we have going up, and then we'll flip it around and see what we have for going down. Let's see what we get. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 34, 35, okay, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, we're moving, 45, 48, 50, you guys, look at that, 52, 53, 50, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. I'm going to say that was about 59. Look at 59. That is super awesome, you guys, and actually way more impressive than what I actually thought we were going to get out of that. That's sick. Let's flip it around and do it the other way. All right, now, and I just want to kind of show you how I'm setting this up, you guys. I'm catching these tires on here. I tried it once, putting it up here, but what it does is it just kind of slides or rolls down to this anyway, and then catches itself. So I'm just putting the tires there, and when I do the side hill, I just put one of them there too as well, you know, to get my measurements. I don't know if I'm doing that exactly the right way or not, but that's how I'm doing it, because it, like I said, it slid down anyways and stopped there, and then I feel like once it catches there, like as if I'm on a rock or an obstacle, that'll give me my degree. So that's just kind of how I'm setting it up. So let's see what we get on the other way here. Let's go. 10, 20. I think we'll get the same, pretty close to about like 50 or 60. 30, 35, 40, 45. It's kind of nerve-wracking, really. 50, 55, 59, right there. Ooh. So we got just about the same as we did facing the other way, about 59 degrees, you guys. And then we went ahead and we tipped. Man, I'd have to say those are pretty good numbers. Although this is my first time using this, because it's new to me, but those are pretty good numbers, I would have to say, for a factory box stock SCX24, man. That's pretty awesome. I just want to throw in here to you guys that I am more than stoked to have this performance board. I've been looking at Crawler Park and their stuff, their obstacles too lately, especially a lot. I've been looking at them a lot because I do live in an RV, and I think their obstacles might be perfect for me, for an indoor / outdoor thing, since I have to do things small, and like I said, I live in an RV and I travel a lot. So I think their stuff would be really, really awesome. This is my first Crawler Park piece, and I really like it. The quality, everything is super dope. It went together pretty easy, and I will hopefully look forward to having more of their stuff in the future. But yeah, anyway, let's go ahead and move on, you guys. I'm going to start tossing on some of these upgrades, and then we will, when I do like the performance upgrades, like the shocks and the links, we'll put it back on the board each time I do one of them upgrades, and see what kind of changes we have to the performance, if any. and we're gonna go from there. I'm not gonna show you the installation of everything because there's tons of videos out there on how to install everything. Maybe I'll give you a quick little rundown on some of the stuff, but other than that, I will show you the upgrades when we get them on, and we'll go back to the performance board. All right, so I chose to start with shocks for this build, and I went with Endura's 51mm long travel double barrel damper shocks. Now what I'm trying to decide is if I leave the springs on these shocks or take them off so I have full droop. Here's the fronts with no shocks on, and this will be how I'm gonna set these up, because as you can see here, with the springs, it's double the size of the factory shock, but with no spring and at full droop, it will sit about the same as the factory, which will keep our center of gravity closer to the ground. I also want to point out that I do need to put spacers on with these shocks so they sit straight up to prevent binding. If not, as you can see here with the backs, they are at a slight angle and they are binding for me just a bit. Here's a comparison of the shocks with and without the springs so you can visually see why I'm taking them off. The springs push my shocks to full extension, which means that they raise the center of gravity further away from my chassis, which is no good. Here it is with the new Endura shocks on, no springs, and I must say it looks really good with the matching color. Now, will I have to put limiting straps on this, and will this affect our performance, good or bad? If you have enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe so you don't miss the next video where we put the base camp back on the setup table and see the changes the new shocks make. I think you may be shocked.